Okay, so y'all, this is gonna be part two or part three. I got cut off by my phone. I'm gonna put that I covered on lesson 21, Genesis 18. I covered verses 1 through 5. I really want to finish what I was saying. But it takes humility and a childlike posture in a time where everyone wants to prove how spiritual they are, how powerful they are, how adult they are. And was this not the sin that kept on ensnaring the ancient people of, well, not ancient, they still alive it now, the people of Israel? Did Israel not always admire too much the women around her? She always wanted to look like them, be like them, have their mannerisms, adopt their character, adopt their traits, and ultimately she adopted their sins, and it was always a problem. God is not a bigot. He never was. It was always primarily that every single time she would start imitating the treacherous, diabolical, horrible sins, nasty sins of the people around her every single time. And this is happening because many times the saints, right? First of all, if it's the remnant are not really the problem. But even we can stumble because typically for us, it's a failure of exhortation. What does exhortation mean? That is what I'm doing now. It is a failure to see. You don't want to assume someone else has encouraged her. Someone else has encouraged them. Someone else has made that video. Someone else has broached that topic. That's a very dangerous thing to do. Very dangerous. Because we too get tired. We too get targeted. We too can get worn. And we too, are going through life itself. We have bills, we have efforts, we have projects, and we have dilemmas, etc. And so we face these things, and the God of heaven told us, this is something he actually told us in command. He said, sing together, hug each other, sing hymns together, worship me together, praise me together, remind each other, because it is the treacherous work of the enemy to constantly attack the morale. And it's easy to do when people are assuming someone else already encouraged her, someone else already encouraged him, someone else already prayed for him, someone else already prayed for her. Someone else got to be, ministering to them. Someone else got to be giving, sowing into them, edifying them. They already know the scriptures. You can already know something. But if the enemy, which he is in your face, at school, at the job, at the daycare, or in the transportation, on the bus, on the train, and he is unashamedly constant. The Bible God did not tell us this because he has nothing else better to do with his time. It is a warfare strategy to come together, remind yourself of your purpose, remind yourself of your calling, remind yourself that you are prepared and you are ready, remind yourself of how to make sure that your weaponry is sharp and that your armor is suited for the field. It is a warfare strategy to remind yourself of all of what you stand for, but most importantly, who you stand for and who stands for you. Okay? And who you believe. Your testimony. everything that the Lord has done before, because that is what is under attack. And it's always the same attack, and I believe it's never going to change until the Lord changes the earth, which he will one day. Because why change something that always works? You always tell the people someone else will do that. And you only need to read the Bible one time. You already read it. You don't need to read it again. And you always tell them they already know that. You already know this. Why do you need to go listen to someone who is going to preach with joy, who's going to maybe even preach with tears and passion and conviction? Why do you need to hear other people singing and shouting and praying and being excited? Why do you need to do that? Well, at the same time, look at the hypocrisy of the devil. He will have people cussing 24/7. They will not stop. Have people fornicating, cussing, have people targeting, harassing non-stop. Because what he wants is, he wants us to fail to be like good children with a heart posture of a good, faithful, believing child. Suffer the little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for such is the kingdom of heaven. No. And it's so easy to do in a fake church, in a heathen world where everybody is puffed up in pride and want to be as grown as they want to. They're so grown, they're dying by many. They're dying and dying and dying and dying and dying earlier, dying ridiculous and dying in ridiculous ways, dying unnecessary deaths. Because everybody wants to be puffed up. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be, but it's always for the wrong reason. And everybody wants to be this, and everybody wants to be that. And everybody wants to be that. He wants us to fail to obey. Because what's the implication of a child? One of the first implications of a child is you obey. So if you don't see yourself that way, of course you're not going to obey. And if you don't obey in this, then he has your eyes and your ears 24/7. And it will wear on you. Why? Because it must. Not you. It won't you, because you're going to actually adhere to the word of God. But for those who don't, it will. Because the word of God shall not return unto him void. If it didn't, the word would have to smack itself because it's void. And it cannot do that because it's truth. It's prophecy. It's all prophecy. It all, not only is it coming to pass, I'm a show off. I'm always a show off on here. I be putting the Lord out there, but I know he can handle it because he's God. It comes to pass. It don't come to pass once. The prophecies and the word of God come to pass